Magandang araw mga kabayan. Ito po muli si Engineer Alejandro, isang OFW, ang inyong stock tambay. Muli handang magbahagi ng kwentong kalakal at kuro-kuro mula sa Philippine Stock Exchange. Kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel, huwag kalimutan mag-like, subscribe, share, at pindutin ang notification bell para updated ka sa bagong videos na aking i-upload. And we're here again for the OFW Average Trader PSE Weekly Performance Review. We're happy to be here again to share the latest happening in the Philippine Stock Exchange. But before diving in, I would like to send our heartfelt gratitude to the regular viewers of this channel, especially our subscribers. We thank you for continuously supporting us. In return, I will work very hard to give and share with you the most significant information and signals in interpreting the market using the chart through our technical analysis. Now let us begin with our PSE index. This current week is one day short due to the holiday last Monday because of the 2025 midterm election. And most likely, it is also the reason why investors became excited when the market opens last Tuesday, which manifests with a gap up opening at 6,506 and a bullish move that closes higher at 6,566, which appears to be a possible breakout. However, the following day experienced a significant profit taking, which was represented by a red inverted hammer which closes at 6,551. It was followed by another significant selling with a gap down opening of 6,537 and a huge downward movement that closes at 6,466 that gives us a bearish red candle closing the bullish gap movement from the opening day. On our last day of the week, the market opens a little bit lower than the previous close at 6,459 and went lower to 6,403 but manages to close higher than the opening price. Though closes lower than the previous day, it appears that it is trying to push up to the level of the target new support area, which is portrayed as a green doji candle. Since the market is attempting to push up to new support area today, then we can easily presume that the move was a normal retracement as it keeps trying to establish its new support level at 6,451. Now, before we move forward to the individual stocks that is in my regular watch list, I just want to emphasize that I am always transparent and vocal of the strategy I am using. And this is the chart reading or technical analysis. For those who are new of the term, technical analysis is a method of evaluating statistical trends in trading activity, typically involving price movement and volume. It is used to identify trading and investment opportunities. Unlike fundamental analysis, technical analysis focuses on price and volume to draw conclusions about future price movements. So then let's start with our first individual stock, which is Ayala Corporation. So we are currently looking at the chart right now, and before interpreting the chart, what's new with Ayala Corporation? Well, Ayala Corporation core net income. So we have a news here which excludes one-off items declined 4% to 11.3 billion pesos as healthy contributions from BPI and Ayala Land cushioned lower earnings from Globe and AC Energy. Including one-off items, Ayala's net income decreased 4% to 12.6 billion pesos. Now, looking at the chart, so let us see From last week, we have drawn from here that this is the consolidation area. So because of this current news, due to a lower than expected consensus earnings, Ayala Corporation continued to bounce down at the resistance level and move sideways within the zone or area of consolidation, while the MACD shows to move away from the positive side in terms of signals. So, in my opinion, best to do right now is to wait on the sideline. While once it reaches up to this level of support, then it will be prudent that it is now best option to enter. Okay, so let us move forward to our next individual stock, which is Ayala Land. Latest with Ayala Land. First quarter net income reaches 6.9 billion pesos, up 10% year-on-year. Continuously doing its share buyback program with a total cumulative number of shares purchased to date is 833,177,246 for a total appropriated amount of 26 billion. Technically speaking, so looking at the chart again, we are seeing this one as the consolidation area. The chart shows that it is slowly moving upward as it establishes a higher low candle formation. What we can do right now, as I keep saying every time, even from the previous week, it is prudent to start slowly piling up a position while the price is at its fair level. Okay, so let's move for the next stock, which is BDO. Okay, so BDO recently declared a property dividends. The board of directors of BDO approved a declaration as property dividends of the treasury shares arising from the eventual merger of BDO and SM Keppel Land Incorporated, with BDO as the surviving entity. The merger, which is subject to shareholder and regulatory approvals, will result in the creation of treasury shares equivalent to approximately 1% of current outstanding shares. Based on chart, it is still intact and possibly keep holding its ground and probably have a chance to finish consolidating soon. So, maintaining your current position might pay off sooner. So, let's move to our next stock, which is Converge. For Converge, first quarter financial and operational results. Consolidated revenues increased by 13.2%, with EBITDA margins and return on invested capital growing to 62% and 18.4% respectively. So the key highlights: Converge registered consolidated revenue of 10.8 billion for the first quarter, higher by 13.2% year-on-year. First quarter residential revenues grew to 9.1 billion pesos or 11.5%. Enterprise revenue reached 1.7 billion, a growth of 22.9%, while EBITDA grew 14.8% to 6.7 billion with margin ending at 62% for the first quarter. Net income after tax increased by 18.3% to reach 3 billion, representing net income margin of 28%. Consolidated residential net fiber additions for first quarter reached 140,270. Maintained industry-leading ROIC at 18.4% for the first quarter. With its consistently improving performance, better chances of sustaining its upward trend is a big possibility. So holding your positions will give a high return in the long term. So proceed to the next stock, which is Jollibee. The news about Jollibee first quarter financial results. Jollibee Group reports first quarter financial results delivers double-digit growth in revenues and operating income. Cash dividend for a rate of 1.33 pesos per share last April 30 with payment date today, May 16, 2025. So basically, chart-wise, as we have seen, it continued to recover and push upward in a short period of time as if it wants to immediately go back to its previous bullish formation. So incoming trader must enter its position during retracements. Now moving forward to our next stock, which is JGS. JG Summit Holdings, or JGS, one of the largest conglomerates in the Philippines, posted higher consolidated revenues of 98.2 billion pesos in the first quarter, against 96.6 billion pesos in the same period last year. This performance was driven by the sustained leisure demand plus recovering domestic consumption. Declaration of a regular cash dividend of 0.42 cents per common shares for ex-date on May 29, 2025 on a payment date on June 11, 2025 adds up to the pessimistic sentiment for our traders. Current consolidation area is at this zone, and if traders wish to enter position for this time at the level of support during retracement, it will be from here. So basically, our chart is showing that the movement is slowly going up or establishing a higher low formation. Okay, so it is only prudent to buy or enter your position during retracement as it is obviously gaining a formation of higher low from this level. Okay, so moving forward to our next stock, which is MBT or Metrobank. April 30, 2025 issue for Metrobank books net income of 12.3 billion pesos in the first quarter on strong performance across segments. The chart says it bounced down at the level of resistance, though shows bullish movement before it stopped. So in my opinion, traders should enter at new support area to enjoy future gain and possible attempt to break the previous high. Okay, so let's move forward to our next stock, which is SMPH. Latest news with SM Prime. SM Prime expands EV push with 131 charging stations. Plans 50 more in 2025. SM Prime Holdings Incorporation, one of the Southeast Asia's largest integrated property developers, is ramping up its push for sustainable mobility with 131 electric vehicle charging stations installed across its nationwide portfolio as of first quarter of 2025. Moreover, dividend rate of 0.48 cents per share with ex-date of May 13, 2025 and a payment date of May 28, 2025. The chart tells us that it is slowly recovering, although it is at the stage of consolidation. Somehow, it is recovering from the support level and establishing a reversal going to the upward movement as it established its higher low candle formation. That's why here we can see that there is a bit of a trend upward. Okay, and last but not the least, our last individual stock, which is Megaworld Corporation. Megaworld, the country's pioneer in township developments, kicked off 2025 with a robust performance, posting a 16% year-on-year growth in net income to 5.83 billion pesos in the first quarter. Consolidated revenues expanded by 11% to 20.93 billion pesos, driven by solid contributions from all of the company's core businesses, such as residential, leasing, and hotel operations. When it comes to the technicals, or meaning the chart continued to show consolidation movement as it attempts to break the previous nearest resistance level, while slowly establishing a higher low candle formation as it do retracements due to 3-day profit taking at the closing of this week. Chances are traders' chance or opportunity to enter at support level to enjoy future gains before an attempt to break the level of resistance at 1.88 will be much more likely or prudent move to be done. And considering that the MACD is already above zero, it will be more likely that it is just establishing a higher low formation, and more likely it will reattempt to break this level of resistance on the third try. How it is going to perform by next week, so let's watch it, and hopefully I'm going to make a separate video tackling or discussing deeply. That's it, and hope you enjoy your weekend and see you next week. And that is all we have for this week. In case there is a stock you want us to discuss on our review next week, you may send a message or comment in this channel with a domain name OFW Average Trader. You may also choose to reach out by sending me an email at engineeralejandromagno@gmail.com, or you can also send a message in my Twitter account or send a direct message in my Facebook page. Take the opportunity while it is offered free. There is no secret to success. We just have to keep going and work harder. We will only lose a battle the moment we stop trying and believing. Before we finally end this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button and share this channel to your close friends, family, colleague, and other fellow OFWs currently looking for a passive income. In that way, you will be able to share the gift and opportunity to be financially literate, which might help them secure their future and not to have their hard-earned money idle and devaluate by inflation as time goes by. I hope you're learning a lot from this video. Thank you for keep supporting this channel. Have a nice day and see you on my next video. Ciao!